The dispute which President Trump and Vice President Vance got into with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky the other day will turn out to be a blessing in disguise. The fact that this little midget, now he's a brave midget for sure, but he's an arrogant midget, and he's gotten too big for his britches. And the fact that he was thrown out of the White House will serve the United States well. It is time, and I'm not anti-European. I speak Italian, French, and somewhat Spanish. In fact, pretty good in all three languages. I studied in Europe, in France. I've had many European clients. Europe's a great place, but we've been paying their freight for 80 years since World War II. We've paid for their defense. Therefore, they can take the money and spend it on infrastructure and their social programs. They're primarily socialist. Even Great Britain now is socialist under Starmer, their prime minister, who's not well liked. And the bottom line is this. They're worried about Putin. They're worried about Russia. Ante up, guys. You pay up. You pay for the war. It's about time. It's time that the United States stops subsidizing Europe, and that, for that matter, Great Britain as well. So this is really the message that I'm saying for today. Don't worry about Trump throwing little Zelensky out of the office. He was a little punk. He deserved to be thrown out. Of course, the left is seizing on that to attack President Trump, but nobody cares, frankly. And no one, frankly, cares, regrettably, about Ukraine, if you want to say it truthfully. The fact is that Ukraine is important. You can't let it be overrun. You can't let it be taken over. It is a vital country. It has great minerals. It's also, frankly, a civilization which could meld easily into Western Europe. But the fact is, we don't have to pay for it. It's the Europeans' problem. It's in their backyard. They're worried about Putin taking a hold and reformulating the Soviet Union. Hey, guys, you know, the party's over. Put the money on the table. Put the cold cash. And that's it. Now, let me also add something that I did the other day as well. You know, Freedom Watch is more than just political and government and legal corruption. Of course, we're going to be pursuing these judges, and they're increasing every single day. The latest one, Amy Berman Jackson, an ultra-leftist Democrat hack of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, just enjoined Trump again with regard to firing a worker who was within a special counsel within the purview of the executive branch. These leftist judges don't care. Also, the rhinos don't care. They go with the flow. We're going to hold them accountable. No one else is holding them accountable. They're running roughshod. They should be prosecuted with our citizens' grand juries, citizens' trials. They should be convicted, sentenced, and they should get some jail time to teach them a lesson. But it also tells you about the bankruptcy of how we choose federal judges. They're chosen on the basis of politics, of campaign contributions, not on the basis of merit. They're like Dr. Strangelove. If they're leftist, they're going to vote Democrat. If they're rightist, they're going to vote Republican or whatever they're going to vote. But they're a threat to this country, and we need to do something about it peacefully and legally. It's an outrage. Our legal system is corrupt to the bottom. I've said this many times. The most corrupt profession in the United States is the legal profession, the judges and the lawyers. And it really is troubling when judges make decisions not on the basis of the merits, but on the basis of their own politics and ideology. And frankly, many of them, and I hate to say this, are bribed one way or the other, whether it's with campaign contributions, if you're a state judge, or otherwise. And when you don't have a legal system that can protect the American people from the tyranny of themselves and the other two branches of government, you're in a revolutionary mode. And that's why I want you to get my book. It Takes a Counter-Revolution, Wake Up America, that you can get at freedomwatchusa.org. Now, Freedom Watch also sticks its neck out with regard to economic issues. We've taken on this fight between LIV and the PGA Tour to the detriment of golf fans and consumers. Frankly, no one wants to watch the PGA Tour anymore. Its ratings are way down, and the ratings of LIV also have suffered because people need to be able to compete head-to-head, to have interest in the golf community. Now, golf's important because it's a pastime. It's something you can play your entire life. It's the last sport really where there's any degree of gentlemanliness that's left. And consequently, it's important that we allow for competition. Now, who's been behind? Who is the mastermind of who has tried to destroy live golfers, keeping them out of major tournaments and also not and denying them the ability to play on the PGA Tour as independent contractors and other tours for that matter? The ringleader is Tiger Woods. He's not who he appears to be. He tries to give the impression of being a Boy Scout. Now, we know his life, his personal life, has been sordid with regard to people that he has mistreated, with regard to the use of drugs and everything else. But the fact is, this guy, behind the scenes, has done everything he can to harm consumers by keeping live golfers from playing head-to-head with the PGA Tour. Just today, there were players that won the Cognizant Classic down there in Palm Beach, in an area that I reside in. I'm a Florida citizen, and no one cares. No one even knows who they are at this point. They're good golfers. Sure, they're good golfers, and my hat's off to them, for doing well, and one of them for winning, a guy named Joel Highsmith. But no one knows who the guy is. And this is something that we've been fighting. I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org because competition. I helped break up AT&T as a young lawyer at the Justice Department. I was on the trial team. Is very important. And people are not who they appear to be. And who represents Tiger Woods? In another case that I brought in Palm Beach, I have one that I just brought recently in Santa Monica, California. Lawyers who actually represented E. Jean Carroll, who claimed that Trump had raped her in a dressing room in New York City. This is who Tiger Woods has backing him up. At the same time, President Trump invites him to Black History Month, gives him a Medal of Freedom award, thinks he's a great guy. The president needs to be educated as to who he's dealing with. A two-faced, devious individual who is absolutely not a good person. This is my message for today. Be careful who you deal with these days. Things are not what they appear to be. Get the truth. Study. Join Freedom Watch at freedomwatchusa.org. We're your real Justice Department. We're there for you. And look at what happened to Pam Bondi, the head of the Justice Department today, the Attorney General. Just the other day, the FBI denied her documents on Jeffrey Epstein, defied her. And this is why she needs help. And we need to support her because she's up against a deep state. You need a Freedom Watch to buttress the Justice Department under Donald Trump. It was an outrage. And why are they hiding the Epstein files? It's likely that the CIA or the deep state actually was using Epstein to set people up, to blackmail them, and to other things. This is our government, corrupt top to bottom. President Trump and Elon Musk are fighting it. They're having a hard time. They're being enjoined by corrupt and compromised federal judges. Even the Attorney General is being undermined by an FBI. And where was Kash Patel in this? That's an interesting question. She still doesn't have the documents she requested. They've been suppressed, protecting Bill Clinton, who took 20-some trips to Fantasy Island of Epstein and others, probably half of Washington, and probably a lot of LA, the ones that are straight anyway in the entertainment industry, have participated in Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking of young girls. They'll all be gone if it was released. Don't expect that to happen because the establishment protects itself. Whether it's government in Washington or it's Hollywood, it's the same thing. So go to freedomwatchusa.org. Support our Justice League. Contribute with tax-deductible contributions. We need more lawyers. We need more paralegals. We are your unafraid Justice Department. We won't be undercut by an FBI or anybody else because we do our own thing. And it's time that the people take matters into their own peaceful and legal hands and to indict, try, and convict the criminals who have nearly destroyed this country. And that goes for Joe Biden. We convicted him. He got 20 years for bribery from Communist China, Ukraine, and Russia. 20 years more for negligent homicide in Afghanistan. Hunter Biden, James Biden, same thing with regard to the bribery. Fauci got a life sentence. What he did has resulted in the death of over 20 million people so far. We cannot turn a blind eye. And we cannot, quote, let the Republicans do it. Republicans have always screwed it up. Trump is actually not even really a Republican. The only reason they fall in line is because he can have them defeated in the next elections. I am a registered Republican, but I'm nonpartisan, and I'm a real Republican, not the clowns that you have on Capitol Hill today. Where were they when all of this government waste was going on, when they controlled the House and the Senate? Did they bother to uncover it? Did they uncover anything? They'd uncover squat. This is why we, the people, must rise up. So I say it, we need it. We were hurt by the Republican Rhino fundraising in the political season. We need your help. We need your contributions. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. And remember, God will only help us if we help ourselves. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.